Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 16 of My Kids Think I'm Cool, but podcast holiday special. For 25 days, I will be interviewing an international living abroad, and we will be talking about how they celebrate Christmas in their home country and how they celebrate Christmas in the new country they live in with their family. It could either be in Denmark or Netherlands or somewhere around the world besides their home country. Today, I have Laura
Oh,
Marti. She's from Uruguay and she lives in Denmark with her family. Her husband's from Iran and they have two kids together. Welcome, Laura, and thank you for being on My Kids Think I'm Cool, but podcast and sharing your traditions back in Uruguay.
thanks for having me over. I find it's
Yeah,
really fun to talk about the traditions from different countries and how can you take them with you when you pack your suitcases and go somewhere else.
yeah, definitely. Um, can you introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how you ended up in Denmark? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So as you just said, I'm from Uruguay. Um, I'm by education a mathematician. I first moved out from my country to do a PhD in Canada. That's where I met my husband from Iran, as you say, and we got married and we moved to Denmark. He was the first one to get a job here at the university in Aarhus, and then I got a job teaching mathematics in a high school. And we stayed here, and we have two kids now, and we're just staying here, and it's going very well. So I think that's my introduction and my family as well.
Yeah, let's get into the holiday spirit. How do you celebrate Christmas back in Uruguay?
I think Christmas in Uruguay is awesome, and it's the way it should be because it's summer, and
Yeah,
that's super cool. Um, it's not only Christmas that we celebrate; it's the end of the year, and it's also the end of the school year. So usually in the southern hemisphere, the classes are from March to December. So it's everything is finishing, and everything is a reason to celebrate. And we are almost in the really, really anticipated holidays in January. So it's really a happy time. Also, my country is a pretty secular country. So the celebrations are not very religious. Um, and yeah, we have some people, and it happens more and more, trying to celebrate Christmas the way they see it in the movies. So
yeah,
you have Christmas trees, and you have people decorating the Christmas tree to pretend that it's snow and putting a lot of lights. And with the lights, it just doesn't make any sense. It's super hot. Imagine it's 30 degrees and it's day until late because it's summer, and then you have all the lights on. And if you sit next to the Christmas tree, they'll go, this is burning. I'm going to move out from here. But still, you have some people trying to do it that way and trying to cook the foods that they see in the movies and things like that. But it just doesn't work. It's summer, it's different, and you have to do it different. And I'll tell you how my family does it usually. Um, we always have dinner late in my country, but Christmas is even later because we have to get together. And
Mhm.
also, well, in my family, we used to wait for my mom to go to church. She will go to the church in the 24th in the evening, and then we will get together to have dinner. So we will maybe be getting together at 9 p.m. or something like that. And that's just getting together, right? And starting to prepare the things. The food will be a lot of salads and fresh things because it's hot. Um, some people will barbecue. If you have where to barbecue where you're celebrating, then that's great. Um, and we will eat dinner maybe 10 p.m. or something like that. And then around 11:30, a little bit before midnight, you want to go outside and see the fireworks because we have fireworks also for Christmas. Actually, we had fireworks the whole December. There is, yeah, you'll think people have a lot of money when you see how much stuff they burn. And but kids find think it's really fun to just have the fireworks for a long time. So pretty much the whole December there will be fireworks, but the high points will be the evening, well, the night of Christmas, or the 24th, and the 31st of December, of course. So you go out at 12 to see the fireworks. Maybe you come back inside and you drink champagne and you toast and everything like the 31st, right? Like
Yeah, like New Year's.
it sounds like very New Year. A lot of things that we do are very New Year. But what is different is that we exchange gifts usually there at that point. There is there is no general agreement of when you should do that, if it's the 24th at night or the 25th. Sometimes what people do is, because the 24th you get together with your extended family, so like your mom, your siblings, or kids, and so on. Maybe those are the gifts that are you are giving to people in the rest of the family and to the kids. And maybe the 25th in the morning there will be other gifts waiting at home. But in my family, what we do is a secret Santa. So we make sure that everybody from the grown-ups gets one gift from some other of the grown-ups in the family. And you have to try to guess who gave you the gift. And then the kids open also their gifts. And then by the time you check what's going on, it's already over 1 a.m. for sure. And there you have all the kids with the overexcited because of the gifts, and definitely overtired. Maybe there are a
Yeah.
couple sleeping in random places around the cushions of the sofa or something, and the rest are maybe screaming around. And then you still haven't eaten the dessert, because usually you go to see the fireworks before eating the dessert. So you may end up eating dessert like at 1 a.m. or something like that. And for the dessert, definitely there is going to be ice cream. It's summer, there has to be ice cream. Maybe
Yeah.
some cake with ice cream or something like that. And then you may want to go out and visit your neighbors and your friends and wish them Merry Christmas. So, of course, all of this was before Corona. I have no idea what's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
But you may leave the older people and the younger people behind, and just walk a few blocks to your friend's place and just say Merry Christmas and drink a glass of champagne with them and see a few more fireworks. And maybe if you're a teenager, after that, you go to a party. So they are street parties with dancing 3, 4 a.m. until 6, 7 a.m. And then you go back home. Honestly, now when I look back at those celebrations, I get tired just thinking about it. It's just like hours and hours are going and things. Yeah, it's just really crazy. And usually, a lot of people in my family, when we get together for a celebration like that, it's like 25 people, like nothing. Like easily, we are 25 or something like that. And it doesn't finish there, because then um, you go and sleep a few hours, hopefully, and then we get together again for the lunch in Christmas Day. So the 25th, we get together again for lunch. Usually we just eat what was left from the night before, because, you always exaggerate and cook way too much.
Mm.
You see each family is coming with a tray with something, and each of us is cooking like for 20 people. And then we get all together and like there is food for way too many days. So you eat lunch together, and then with my friends, we have the tradition that we pick from the leftovers of the lunch the best that is left. We get together on the 25th evening. Uh, well, now that we are grown ups and we have our own kids, we may get up, we may get together and actually be a lot of people again. That was the tradition originally for my group of close girlfriends.
Uh-huh.
And we may have a secret Santa going on between us as well. And yeah, so you end up celebrating for 24 hours with very little sleep in between.
Yeah. So it's a big, big party.
It's a big party, and when you think about it, it doesn't have much to do with Christmas itself, right? I mean, my
Yeah.
mom goes to the church. She's Catholic, so there is that little piece over there. But then for the rest, actually, many people call Christmas in Uruguay Family Day, right? There was at some point a push to make it like totally secular and call it
Yeah.
Family Day. So really, it's a party. It's about being together. It's about the family and the friends, and I think it's awesome. But you have to have a lot of strength to go through all the
Yeah, no,
movements and survive.
yeah, it sounds really fun and interesting, and it's still your guys' Christmas, so it's how you celebrate it and how you remember it. So I think it's so interesting how every culture and every country celebrate it in such a different way. How were you? How did you react to it when to Christmas when you actually came to Denmark and it was nothing like that?
Uh, yeah, it doesn't feel like Christmas to me.
Yeah.
So I moved out from my country 14 years ago. So I was first in Canada for 5.5 years, and then I came to Denmark. Um, I think in those 14 years, I have tried to not miss Christmas at home as much as I could. Um, and it just doesn't feel like my Christmas. Is something else. It's this winter, cold, cozy celebration, but it's not this summer barbecue, ice cream, family, loud music party. It's not like that at all.
Were you
It's just
culture shocked when you actually celebrated Christmas in like Canada or in Denmark? You're like, whoa, this is such a different way of celebrating it.
I just put it in a different box. Like it's like I have Navidad, which is Christmas in Spanish in my country,
Hmm.
and then there's Christmas somewhere else in the middle of the winter, and they're just different things. And I don't really, I don't think about them being the same because they are not, and I cannot substitute one with the other. And
Yeah.
I mean, there are some things I really like. Well, in Canada, the snow, we don't get snow in Denmark, and not for Christmas, like not very often. But in Canada, it was this beautiful snow view, and I love that. And here the lights that help so much in the middle of the darkest part of the winter, and the food that you get to eat is, I find it interesting and I like it, and it's really hearty and, I don't know, comforting. And it's
Yeah.
not something I would like to, move to Uruguay. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. And
No.
okay, probably if I offer my kids to eat ice cream for Christmas here, they would be totally fine, right?
Yeah.
But
That's no different.
that wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, maybe if we made salads, or if we turn on the grill, it just it's
Doesn't
it's
feel the
some
same.
it's not the same. And I don't try to make it feel the same. They are
Yeah.
different things, and I'm fine with doing different things. Sometimes I get a little bit confused, like in which part of the year I am. It's like I think, oh, for instance, in summer, I think, oh, it's summer, we are at the end of the year. I'm like, no, no, it's summer, I'm in Denmark, we're in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to readjust a little bit my head. But
Yeah. Especially if you probably travel back to Uruguay and then you come back, you're like, wait a minute,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
a complete opposite.
yeah, it's very different. And there was also one December that we went to Iran for Christmas. And
Yeah.
that was the weirdest thing ever because there was no Christmas, right? Like
No.
we didn't even notice when was it. So it just it's a different celebration depending on where you are. But to
Yeah.
be honest, when the 24th in the evening, I call my family, and it's like, what? I cannot hear you. Wait, this is so many. I do feel something like, oh, I'm missing out on something, right? Um, and I wish I were there, but it's also super exhausting to travel for Christmas. Okay, this year is not even a possibility, right?
No.
But in general, it's the most exhausting time of the year just to travel. because
Yeah,
here we
especially
are.
for so long
Yeah,
from Denmark to Uruguay.
it's a long trip. I work as a teacher, so I don't have that many days. So I have at most 2 weeks, and then you spend day and a half to get there, and then a day and a half to come back, and adjusting to the change of temperature and the time
Time
difference
zone.
and everything. It's really a lot. It's really it's a busy time to travel. I find it's really nice to be there when you can, but it's also super busy to make it work.
Have you, with any of the Danish traditions that you've learned while living in Denmark, have you implemented any of those traditions while you're living in Denmark?
Uh, we started putting up lights. That's I think we don't make a Christmas tree. I don't like the Christmas tree. Maybe that's my mom's very Catholic influence that a pine tree from the north of Europe has nothing to do with Jesus being born in Middle Eastern. So no, we don't do that. Even if
Yeah.
I'm not Catholic and I don't do the Jesus figures and stuff, still the Christmas tree doesn't either appeal to me. But I like the lights. I think they're very important in Denmark for the really dark, cold days. Um, and maybe a little bit with the food, like cooking some duck or something like that. I think it's
Hmm.
nice, or like getting some inspiration, or getting some glögg. And we also, the last couple of years, we have made gingerbread houses,
Oh, okay.
and there are some cookies with ginger, stuff like that. And I think that's about it.
Have you done the
Was it?
calendar for your kids?
No, I haven't. I tried one year because a workmate gave me as a gift a calendar for my daughter, and I tried. Well, she was 3 years old at that point, I think, and I tried to explain the concept of there are toys here, but you cannot get them until tomorrow. And she
Yeah.
was like, "What are you talking about?" So no, it didn't work, and we don't do it. And I haven't watched any of the Yule calendar. I would
Yeah.
like to watch them. I think maybe when the kids are a little bigger, we can try to do that. I think that sounds like a fun tradition to get to our family. Um, last year actually we traveled from Uruguay to Denmark the 24th. So we
Okay.
spent Christmas on the plane.
Okay.
Um, but the year before, we were invited to some friend's house, and the Danish house, with like the mom and the grandma and everybody, and they did a traditional Christmas celebration, dancing around the tree and all that. And I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really nice, and I was very grateful to be invited to be part of it. I just don't see us doing it in our house, but
Yeah.
we take up invitations to go and celebrate with others. I think it's
Yeah.
very beautiful.
That's so great that you were able to experience Danish Christmas with the family. I also thought it was really nice for my first year here in Denmark for Christmas, and just to experience a whole different way of having Christmas was interesting, and also like learning too. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. Like that's
Mhm,
interesting, and it's super fun. And I would love to experience in South America too, because it's so polar opposite from
mm,
US or here in Denmark, in Europe. It's so polar opposite, and it would be nice to also experience that.
mhm,
Last question. What do you miss about Christmas in Uruguay? I probably already know what it is, and the audience
mhm.
can hear it. But what are some few things that you miss about Christmas in Uruguay?
The family, definitely. The big feeling of this big mess when you have 25 people together in my mom's apartment, and getting together and trying to make some dinner work somehow. Um, and the weather. It's just for me, the my Christmas spirit is with warm weather, and in just a different state of the mind. You're finishing up everything. the year is almost over. You're thinking about your plans to go to the beach the following month. It's just it's something totally different, and yeah, I miss it sometimes. And I hope next year we can maybe travel. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I hope next year we can also travel because 2020 is definitely not a travel time.
No, no. I will
Well,
tell you
thank
a last tradition if you want to
yeah,
hear. It's about New Year actually, but it could be useful,
yeah.
especially this year. So there is this tradition that the 31st, you
Mm-hmm.
take a suitcase and you
Uh-huh.
walk around your block with the suitcase, and that is to attract trips for the following year. So I think maybe we should all do that this year
Yes,
to
I will
see
be doing that.
2021 it's yeah, it's better from that point of view for everybody.
That's actually a really good one because I'll do that because I'm all about traveling and going to visit new countries. So if anyone want to escape for 2021, definitely walk around with your suitcase around the block.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much for joining me and talking about your holiday traditions in Uruguay and then how you experience it here in Denmark. For the listeners, stay tuned for day 17. Which country will it be? Well, you'll have to come back tomorrow and find out which one will it be. Until tomorrow, everyone. Bye.
bye bye, thank you.